Gandhar Giridhari. Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Gandhar Giridhari Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashita Rashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Guru Dev ki Jai. Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashita Rashita Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shrutarishita Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shrutarishita Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupara Shrutarishita Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nityalila Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupano Pariya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय श्री जैव धर्म की जय। जय श्री दशमूल शिक्षा की जय। Jai Srila Raghunath Das Babaji, Brajanath and Vijay Kumar ki Jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Let's do the Jai Dwani and then I'll take a look to see who has joined. One second. Where is the... Thought I opened it up. I guess I didn't. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीसिद्धान्तसरस्वतीति विदितो गौडीय गौर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगोरसङ्कीर्तनाय मायावारतिमिङ्गिलो दरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्धिगाहनसुकां प्रादात् प्रभुं तं भजे। वन्दे भक्तिविनोदं श्रीगौरशक्तिस्वरूपकं भक्तिशास्त्रज्ञसम्राजां राधारससुधानिधिं नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं मुरलीकलगीतविनोदपरं भज गोद्रुमकाननकुञ्जविदुम् स्मर गौरगदाधरकेलिकलां भव गौरगदाधर पक्षाचरा शृणु गौरगदाधर चारुकथां भज गोद्रुमकानन कुञ्जविदुम् तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी त्वां नायमां चरणान्तिकाम् भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दाम् भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. All right, let's see who is here. One second, let me just. All right, Dandavat Pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Pradumna Prabhu, Mantra Murthy Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Yugal Kishori Kishori Didi, Indira Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, on YouTube and Facebook. There's Ganga Mataji, Vidya Lalasa Didi. I opened up this program a little bit late, and so I don't see all the comments that everybody wrote. I just see Ganga Mataji and Vidya Lalasa Didi. But Dandavat pranams to all the devotees there watching on YouTube and Facebook, and also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing on with our reading of Sri Jaiva-dharma, the middle section, part 2. We're going through Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's, he compiled the Daśa-mūla-śikṣā. And so I just realized right before we started that today we're going over verse 4 of Daśa-mūla. I thought we were going to be going over the verse 3 today. And then I just took a quick glance at the chapter. I didn't read the chapter. I just wanted to see how long our reading was going to be today. And then I noticed, oh my God, verse 4 of Daśa-mūla-śikṣā is here. So I'm going to need to update I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail I made for this video and also the title and everything. Because I think on the title it says Krishna is a possessor of all potency. So I'll have to change it to, what did I change it to? Krishna is rasa surup? Or no? I don't know. He is a, let's go over the first verse of Daśa-mūla-śikṣā. The introduction verse. Here. So he's rasabdim, he's an ocean of ras. Krishna is an ocean of ras. Okay. Amnaya prahatatvam harimiha paramam sarvashakting rasabdhing tadbhinang shangscha jivan prakriti kavalitan tadvimuktangscha bhavad Bheda Bheda Prakasham Sakalamapi Hare Sadhanam Shuddha Bhakti Sadyam tat pritimevetyupadishati janan Gora Chandra Swayangsa. So, Krishna is, sorry, first is Amnaya Praha. What is our praman, our evidence? Our evidence, which establishes all of this that I'm highlighting here, all the rest of these colorful words here, these nine prameyas, what is our evidence to prove yeah, all these colorful nine prameyas, those things that which are proven. It is Amnaya. Amnaya is the teachings of the Vedas received through the Guru Parampara, the Sat Sampradaya. That is Amnaya. So that Amnaya, especially like Srimad Bhagavatam coming in the line of, coming in our line, that is the ultimate evidence. But yeah, that is the evidence for proving these nine prameyas. So the first prameya is Tattvam Harim Iha Paramam, that Sri Hari is the supreme Paramam. He is a supreme tattva, absolute truth. He's a supreme absolute truth. And Sarva Shaktim, he is the possessor of Sarva, all Shakti, all potency. And he is an Abdim. Abdim means ocean of Rasabdim. Okay, so these are the first three prameyas which relate to Hari. Now, the next three prameyas, remember, prameya means that which is proven. Praman, prameya. Praman is the evidence, and prameya is the thing that's being proven by that evidence. So, praman, prameya. So, the first three prameyas is related to Sri Hari. Now, the next three prameyas relates to the jiva. So, tad bhinnangshangsh chajivan. So, bhinna means separated, anksha, part, jiva. So, tad means his. So, his separated part, tad bhina anksha. His separated part, tad bhina anksha, are the jivas. The jivas are his separated parts. All the jivas, both the liberated and the conditioned jivas, are his eternally separated parts and parcels. And prakriti kavalitan. The conditioned souls are kavalitan, huh? Doesn't kavalita mean like swallowed? I think so. I'm just looking at this. I wasn't planning on going through this right now. So, um, but anyways, yeah, the jivas are swallowed by Maya. Are they covered by Maya? Actually, I'm kind of curious to look that up. You want to see it? What does kavalita mean? Let's just look really quickly. Kavalita. Yes, see, look, swallowed by the mouthful, swallowed up, eaten, chewed, taken, seized. I like swallowed. So the jivas are gulped up by Maya, by Prakriti. They're swallowed up by Maya. Those are the conditioned souls. So wait, first this is Jiva Tattva, right? This whole middle line is these next three prameyas is all Jiva Tattva. So first is all the jivas are his tad bhina separated ankshas, his separated parts and parcels, the jivas. And then those jivas are prakriti kavalitan, they are swallowed up by prakriti, by Maya. And they are tad means Maya here, I'm guessing. They are liberated from Maya. And cha means and. Cha always goes after, never goes in between the things that, it says this, and. I don't understand why, but that's always how it is in Sanskrit. It never comes in the middle of the two things that are being separated. It always comes at the end of the two things that are being separated. I don't know what bhavad means here. Okay, so cool. I never really like, anyways, analyze this verse so uh, very much. Okay, so then the next first was first three premieres about Sri Hari, next three premieres about the Jivas, and now how does everything in existence relate to Bhagavan? Well, they are Bheda, Abheda, Prakasham, Sakalam. So Sakalam, everything in existence, material, spiritual, the Jivas, everything in existence is Bheda, separated, and Abheda, non-different. It's different and non-different. What would he say? Different and non-different? Yeah, different and non-different. Are separated and one. No, not one. Not separated. Whatever. So Bheda, Bheda, Prakasham. Everything in existence is a manifestation, which is both different and non-different from Sri Hari. Api means certainly. And sadhanam, our sadhan, we know the word sadhan. Our sadhan is shuddha bhakti, pure bhakti. Not karma mishra bhakti or gyan mishra bhakti, but no, just pure bhakti. And what is our sadhya? Our sadhya is tat pritim. Tat refers to his, for him, for Sri Hari. Priti, love. Love for Sri Hari is our sadhya. So thus, certainly thus, upadishati janan gorachandra swayamsa. So this is certainly the what was taught to the people, upadishati janan, by Sri Gorachandra Swayam, who is himself, sa means he is Bhagavan, Sri Bhagavan Gorachandra himself. All right. So now let's look at the first three verses which we went over. Now, this is the first verse of Daśa-mūla. Svata siddho vedo haridaita veda prabhritita pramanam sat praptam pramiti vishayan tan navavidhan तथा प्रत्यक्षारि प्रमिति सहितं साधयति न युक्तिस्तर्काख्या प्रविशति तथा शक्तिरहिता. I'm not going to explain the Sanskrit today because it's getting late, so I'll just read the translation that I made that hasn't been edited or checked or anything, but it's short, so that's what I'm reading. The self-evident Vedas, received in the Sampradaya through the Guru Parampara by recipients of Sri Hari's mercy, such as Brahmaji, referred to as Amnaya Vakya, serve as evidence, that's the praman, to establish the 9 proven truths, the prameya tattvas. Along with other proven truths, which are aligned, this is important, that the other proven truths aligned with this Amnaya Vakya, such as direct perception, pratyaksha. Reasoning based solely on logic is powerless and incapable of entering the realm of inconceivable subject of matter. Yeah. Reasoning based solely on logic is powerless and incapable of entering the realm of inconceivable matters. Okay. Haristvekam. Now, number 2. Hari is the Parama Tattva. Haristvekam Tattvam Vedi Shiva Suresha Pranamita Yadevedang Brahma Prakriti Rahitang Tattvanumaha Paratma Tasyangsho Jagaranugato Vishvajanaka Savai Radha Kanto Navajalada Kantish Chirudaya. Sri Hari, who is bowed to by Brahma, Shiva, and Indra, is the sole supreme reality. He is the Paramatattva. The undifferentiated formless Brahman, devoid of energy, devoid of Shakti, is merely an effulgence emanating from him. The Supersoul, the Paramatma, who pervades the universe and acts as its creator, is but his expansion. That Sri Hari, whose complexion resembles a fresh rain cloud, is the transcendental lover of Sri Radha. He is Radha Kanta. Okay, now the second Prameya. Krishna is, Sri Hari is Sarva Shaktiman. Parakhyaya Shaktir Apritagapi Sasve Mahimani Stito Jivakyang Svam Achira Bihitang Tang Tripadikam Swatantre Cha Shakting Sakala Vishaye Prerana Paro Vikaradhyai Shunya Paramapurusho Yang Vijayate. Okay, so although non-different from his inconceivable well, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Although non-different from his inconceivable transcendental potency, his Achintya Parashakti, the Supreme Person remains eternally situated in his own glory. He independently and willfully engages his threefold energies, his Jiva Shakti, the living entities, his Chit Shakti, that's the spiritual potency, and Maya Shakti, the external potency, in their respective functions. Despite orchestrating these activities, he remains immutable and ever existent in his supreme transcendental nature. Oh, this isn't the one that, sorry, that's not the translation I made. You want to see the translation I made? It's kind of based on this, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, this is my translation. Although non-different from his inconceivable transcendental potency, Parashakti, he has his own independent desires and remains eternally situated in his own glory. He engages the threefold Shaktis, that's the Jiva Shakti, the marginal potency, the Chit Shakti, the spiritual potency, and Maya Shakti, in their respective functions. He remains immutable, even while performing all these activities. And then in parentheses, being eternally situated in his original Swarup. May that Supreme Personality be victorious. Oops. Okay, now, today we'll be going over this first, but I'll explain the Sanskrit and everything once we get to it. All right, so let's continue reading from where we left off. Let me just open up. Oh, Jaiva-dharma. Where did we leave off? What I remember is Krishna was speaking, Rajanath was asking about Shakti, right? Okay, so from what I remember, we read about yesterday, Rajanath was asking about, what was he asking about? Shoot, I'm really bad at doing summaries, especially when I'm not so focused. Let's see how this chapter begins, and then we'll go to where we were. just to get the story. So, the Venerable Babaji's teachings from the previous night made a deep impression upon Vrajanath. And as he contemplated all those instructions, he felt satisfied. Sometimes he thought, oh, how extraordinary and unparalleled are Sri Gauranga's teachings. Just hearing them, I feel as if thrust within the waves of an ocean of nectar. And the more I hear, the more thirsty and eager I become to hear. It appears that the condensed nectar of all tattvas streams from Babaji Maharaja's lotus mouth, and my heart never becomes satiated by hearing. All his teachings on Siddhanta are perfectly balanced, without a trace of inconsistency. It is as if the Shastras are all running after those conclusions to verify every letter of them. I can't understand why the Brahmin society criticizes these teachings. I think their bias towards Mayavad has made them adopt a false philosophy. Rajanath was thinking in this way as he reached Raghunath Das Babaji's kutir. First, he offered obeisances to the kutir, and then, seeing Babaji Mahashai, he offered obeisances to him. Babaji Mahashai lovingly embraced him and made him sit beside him. Sitting down with great enthusiasm, Rajanath asked, Prabhu, you told me yesterday that you would explain the third shloka of Daśa-mūla. I earnestly desire to hear it. Kindly be merciful and explain it to me. Babaji became very happy to hear this, and with his hairs standing on end in rapture, he began to speak. And then he spoke that third verse, which we just went over. And now, let's see. I'm just going to make this small so that I can find where we left off. Okay. Let's see, what are the questions that Vrajanath asked? I'm just going to go through the questions, not the answers. So Vrajanath asks, the Brahmins declare that the Brahma form of the Paratattva has no Shakti, and they say that his Shakti is only manifest in his Ishwar form. I'd like to hear the conclusions of the Vedas about this. And then Babaji says, the Shakti of Paratattva manifests in all his forms. And then he gives evidence about regarding the Chit Shakti, the Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. And then Rajanath asks, if he is fully associated with Shakti, he only works with the assistance of Shakti. Then where is his independent nature and desire? Then Babaji Maharaj explains, Shakti Shakti Mator Abheda. According to the statement in Veda, Shakti, potency, and Shaktiman Purush, the supreme person who possesses all potency, all Shakti, they are non-different. But at the same time, he has his own independent desires. That Shakti. Okay. Then Vrajanath asks, how can he remain nirvikar, like without any changes, immutable? Like he doesn't undergo any transformations or, so how can he remain nirvikar when he works according to his independent desire? Indeed, to be possessed of independent desire, to be swa-ichamoy, that means that he experiences vikar, transformation. And then Babaji explains, nirvikar means to be free from any material transformations, mayak vikar. But that independent supreme person who works by his own sweet will is the controller of Maya. He is free from any mayak transformation, and through Maya, he fulfills his purposes. So that's where we read up to yesterday. And now, Rajanath asks, which of Śrī Kṛṣṇa's Shaktis is Srimati Radhika? Babaji, as Śrī Kṛṣṇa is the complete Shaktiman Tattva, the absolute possessor of all potency, Srimati Radhika is his complete potency, his complete Shakti. She can be called the complete Swarup Shakti. So that they can enact and relish their Leela, Srimati Radhika and Krishna are eternally separate. But they are also eternally inseparable, just as musk and its scent are mutually inseparable, and fire and its heat cannot be separate from each other. That Swarup Shakti, Srimati Radhika, has three kinds of potency of activity. She has three kinds of Kriya Shakti, that's potency of activity. They are known as Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. The Chit Shakti is also called the internal potency, the Antaranga Shakti. Maya Shakti is called the external potency, the Bahiranga Shakti. And the Jiva Shakti is called the marginal potency, the Tatastha Shakti. Although Swarup Shakti is one, she acts in these three ways. All the eternal characteristics of Swarup Shakti are completely present in the Chit Shakti, present to a minute degree in the Jiva Shakti, and present in a distorted way in the Maya Shakti. Apart from the three kinds of Kriya Shakti, the potency of activity that I have described, Swarup Shakti also has three other types of function, named Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit. They are described as follows in the Daśa-mūla. Okay, so this is what I realized. Oh my God, we're going for the verse 4 today, and I was not prepared for that. So anyhow, let's go through this verse. I'll put it up on this screen. This font's just so much easier to read. It's so clear. Okay. Savai hladinyascha pranaya vikriter hladanaratas tata samvichakti prakatitaraho bhavarasita tata shri sandhinya krita vishadatad dhamani chaye rasambodho magno vrajarasa vilasi vijayate. Okay, so let's first look at the translation that's given in the book, and then we will, then I'll try to explain the Sanskrit. There are three functions of Swarup Shakti: Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit. This isn't in the Sanskrit, actually. This is just like a summary of what we're about to read. So these are the three functions of Swarup Shakti: Hladini, Sandhini, Samvit. Krishna remains perpetually immersed in the pranaya vikar, in the loving transformations of the Hladini Shakti. That's the first line of this verse. Then, because of the confidential bhavs evoked by Samvit Shakti, he is ever situated as rasik shekar, in relishing newer and newer ras. That's the second line. That supremely independent pastime prince, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, is ever drowned within the ocean of Vrajras in his transcendental, bliss-filled abodes headed by Vrindavan, which are manifest through Sandhini Shakti. All glories to him. Okay, so now let's look at the Sanskrit. I didn't spend much time on this as usual, so I'm still like trying to figure it all out, but this is how I'm understanding it right now. So Krishna, he remains perpetually immersed. That's a rata. He is a rata. In the Bengali, it says anurakta. So he is perpetually immersed in the hladana and the delight. Right? Hladini means Krishna's pleasure-giving potency. So he's rata. He is immersed in the hladana. He is in the delight of the transformations, vikriti, the transformations of pranaya, of love, by the Hladini, Hladinyash. Sa means he. Who? He. That Krishna is Vai. He is certainly. That Krishna, Sa, he, is certainly by the Hladini Shakti, Pranaya Vrikriti, the transformations of love of the Hladini Shakti, Hladana. In the delight of that, he is Rata. He is completely immersed in that. And now, Tata Samvit Shakti Prakatita Raho Bhava Rasita. And through the confidential, Raha means confidential, Bhav, the confidential loving moods and relationships of the, which are Prakatita, which are manifested by the Samvit Shakti. Samvit Shakti, he is Rasita. He's always tasted, relishing the ras of the bhavs evoked or manifested, the secret bhavs, the confidential bhavs, which are manifested by the Samvit Shakti. Right? And Samvit Shakti is the knowledge of all the relationships. That's, yeah. Then he is Magno. He is completely immersed or drowned. Magna means drowned, immersed in the ocean. Ambodo, that means in the ocean of ras. Within his dham. Nichaya makes it plural. So within his multitudes of abodes. And Vishada means pure, bright. I just looked up this word Vishada. Where is it? It's right here. Vishada. Vishada means bright, brilliant, shining, splendid, beautiful, white, spotless, pure. So it also means cheerful. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, white, spotless, pure, beautiful, splendid, shining, brilliant, bright. So that bright, shining, beautiful, spotless, pure, his dham. Nichaya means it makes it plural. So his dhams, which are krita, which are made or manifested by the Sandinya. That means by the Sandhini Shakti. So may that Krishna be victorious. May that Vraja Rasa Vilasi, he who always revels in the ras of Vraj, Vijayate, may he be victorious. May that enjoyer of Vraj Ras be victorious. All right, this is a translation that I just now started making. So this is not at all finished. I just started doing this right before the reading. Okay, so this is in brackets, just so that you know it's not in the Sanskrit. There are three functions of Swarup Shakti: Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit. Krishna remains, so this is the first line. Savai Hladinyascha pranaya vikritir ladanaratas. Krishna remains perpetually immersed in the delight, in the hladana, of the transformations of love in the pranaya vikar caused by the Hladini Shakti. Now the second line, Tata Samvit Shakti Prakatita Raho Bhava Rasita. Through the confidential bhavs evoked by the Samvit Shakti, he is always relishing ras. And now the third line, Tata Shri Sandhinya Krita Vishada Tad Dhama Nichaye Rasam Buddho Magno. So then he is ever drowned, he is magna, ever drowned within the ocean, the ambuddha of ras, rasambuddho, in his splendid pure abodes, in his, Vishada Tad Dhama, headed by Sri Vrindavan. That's in parentheses though, because it's not in the Sanskrit, which are manifested through Sandhini Shakti. Krita. Krita means made or manifest, like which are accomplished, made by the Sandhini. Sandhinya. May that supremely independent, that was in the Bengali, it says Swechamoy. So may that supremely independent, but it's not in the Sanskrit, as far as I know. May that supremely independent enjoyer of Vraja's rasas be ever victorious. Okay, so hopefully all these words are now clear. Let's continue on with the. There's also, I'll share this in the group. There is this document here, which has the meaning of the words underneath, but I found this confusing. Like, this isn't how I understood a lot of the words. He's attached to the activities of delight. The activities, I don't understand the activities part on account of, I don't know, there's just like a bunch of words in here that I don't, like it says that Rasita says his tendency. I don't know about that, his tendency. I thought it was, like I looked up this word rasita, it means like tasted, um, relishing ras. That's how I'm understanding it. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's his tendency. So that's why this thing, I didn't share it in the group because I think it can be misleading sometimes. But it might be helpful. Yeah. See, look, here's the first verse. I think for the most part, it's good. Self-evident Vedas. But yeah, I'll share this in the group so that you can see. It has the meaning of each word underneath the word, and then it has the word for word, but in natural English word order, so that you can see the Sanskrit in context, like how it fits in. Because Sanskrit's not like these verses, the words aren't very linear, like how we have in the translation. It's like, you notice how I'm trying to like connect words all over the place. So this kind of does that, this word for word here. It mixes all the words in natural English word order. So yeah, I'll share this in the group. Actually, I'll just do it right now because I always forget whenever I say that. Here, where is it? There it is. Here. All right, so now you all have access to that file. Okay, let's continue on with the chapter. Okay, so Raghunath Das Babaji says, the purport is that the three aspects of Swarup Shakti, namely Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit, completely influence all the activities of the Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. The Hladini vritti of Swarup Shakti, as Srimati Radhika, and vritti means like the function. So the Swarup Shakti's function of Hladini, as Srimati Radhika, the daughter of Rishabhanu Maharaj, gives full transcendental bliss and enjoyment to Krishna. Srimati Radhika is the embodiment of Mahabhav. She gives happiness to Krishna in her own transcendental form. And she also eternally manifests 8 bhavs as the 8 principal sakis, who are direct extensions, who are kaya vyuha. They're bodily extensions. Kaya means body. Direct extensions of her own swarup. Besides that, she manifests her 4 different types of service moods as the 4 different types of sakis. So she manifests her service moods as these 4 sakis: the priya sakis, the narma sakis, the pran sakis, and the parama preshta sakis. All these sakis are nitya siddha sakis within the transcendental realm of Vraj. We read all about that in Radha Krishna Ganadesha Dipika, right? Okay, so that's the function of Ladini. Now the function of Samvit, the Samvit vritti of Swarup Shakti. manifests all the various moods of the relationships, the sambandha bhavs within Vraj. So when we see this word bhav, oops, sorry. When we see this word bhav here, raho bhav, raho means confidential, bhav. We should understand that this means sambandha bhav, the moods of the relationships. The Samvit Shakti manifests or evokes the confidential, the raho confidential moods of relationships within Vraj. And then the third one, Sandhini, manifests everything in Vraj that consists of water, earth, and so on, such as the villages, forests, gardens, and Giri Govardhan, which are places of Krishna's pastimes. It also manifests all the other transcendental objects used in Krishna's pastimes, as well as the transcendental bodies of Sri Radhika, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the Sakis, Sakas, cows, Dasas, and Dasis, and so on. So you see how what's the word? Interdependent? Is that the word? Interrelated? Interdependent, I think is the right word. Like they're inseparable, these three functions of the Sarup Shakti. Ladini, Samvit, and Sandhini. You can't separate them because Sandhini, even Radha and Krishna's very own transcendental bodies, as well as the bodies of the Sakis, Sakas, cows, Dasas, Dasis, everything in Vraj. The abodes, the bodies, the paraphernalia, everything is manifested by the Sandhini Shakti.
How would you reconcile this, Prabhu, with Balaramji? In
Yes.
expanding us those jivas. Sorry, excuse me. Do you understand? I don't know if I'm clear.
No, I can. Your voice is clear.
Oh, okay. The question here, Swarup Shakti, she manifests everything almost, and so I was wondering how is interlaced with Balaramji that it becomes, he becomes also the umbrellas and so many things of Krishna are heard, including the liberated souls, Atmas.
Yeah, so Balaram's like he's the Sandhini is like the existence, right? The existence
Right.
potency. And so it's like the form, the existence. He's also called the Adhar Shakti, the receptacle, like which can hold the Samvit and Ladini.
Right.
Um, and so yeah, that's Balari Prabhu. But that's what I'm saying. Like they're completely, you can't separate any of them. Like
Right.
it just doesn't work.
So the inconceivable oneness and difference is very um, essential to to understand it.
Yes, that's the key word there. Inconceivable. Chinta. That's why it's a
Yes.
chinta.
Yeah. We always try. My mind always try to measure. Wow. Oh, that compartmentalized. That's the.
Yes.
Sorry. Go.
Yes. No, thanks for bringing that up though. It's very so Shri Krishna is always engrossed in supreme bliss in the form of the pranay vikar of Ladini, and being endowed with the various bhavs manifested by the samvit vritti, by the function of samvit. Sorry, and being endowed with the various bhavs manifested by the samvit vritti, he relishes pranay ras. Sorry, pranay ras. Through the samvit vritti, through the function of samvit of his parashakti, Krishna performs activities such as attracting the gopis by playing upon his vangshi, taking the cows out for grazing, go charan, the ras lila, and other pastimes. Shri Krishna, who is Vraja Vilasi, who is the enjoyer of pastimes in Vraj, always remains immersed in the ras and his transcendental dham, which is manifested by the Sandhini potency. Amongst all the abodes of his pastimes, the abode of his Vraj pastimes is the sweetest. Yes, Maharaj? No. Any gum? No gum. No. I don't have. Okay, sorry. Let me reread that last sentence. Among all the abodes of his pastimes, the abode of his Vraja pastimes is the sweetest. Okay, Vrajanath. You have just explained that the Sandhini, Samvit, and Hladini are all manifestations of Swarup Shakti. You have also said that Jiva Shakti is an atomic part of Swarup Shakti, and that Maya Shakti is the reflection of Swarup Shakti. Now kindly explain how the Sandhini, Samvit, and Hladini tendencies act upon the Jiva and on Maya. Okay, so yeah, that's all clear. Babaji. Jiva Shakti is the atomic potency of Swarup Shakti, and all three aspects of Swarup Shakti are present in it to a minute degree. Thus, the function of Hladini is the Hladini vritti is always present in the jiva in the form of Brahmananda, spiritual bliss. The function of Samvit vritti, is present in the form of Brahmagyan, transcendental knowledge. And Sandhini vritti, the function of Sandhini, is present in the jiva's minute form. I will explain this subject matter more clearly when we discuss Jiva Tattva. In Maya Shakti, okay, so that was, we're going to find out more about the Hladini vritti, the Samvit vritti, and the Sandhini vritti in the Jiva. Well, he'll go through that more clearly when we discuss Jiva Tattva, which is the next three prameyas. Now, how do these three functions act on Maya Shakti? Well, in Maya Shakti, the Hladini vritti, the function of Hladini, is manifest in the form of mundane pleasure, Jadananda. Samvit vritti is manifests in the form of material knowledge, bhautik gyan. And the Sandhini Shakti is manifest in the form of the entire material universe, which consists of the 14 planetary systems with the material bodies of the jivas. Oh, I remember. So just earlier this year, not earlier this year, it was just a few months ago. Um, yeah, it's before Kartik time. Our god sister, Chandramukhi Didi, she did a course um, on this Daśa-mūla-śikṣā, and she provided a very helpful chart for these three, for the Swarup Shakti, and then Hladini, Samvit, Sandhini, and then how they act on Jiva Tattva. What was that? Brahmananda, Brahmagyan, and the form of the jivas, and then how she manifests on the, like, is a chart so that you can see very clearly, and then how this Swarup Shakti works on the Maya Shakti, which is the Hladini Shakti is Jadananda, so that's mundane pleasure. Then the Samvit, the function of Samvit acts on the material nature in the form of material knowledge, bhautik gyan, and the Sandhini manifests in the form of the entire material universe, which consists of the 14 planetary systems, like that, and also the material bodies of the jivas. So that's how the three, yeah. Maybe I'll see. Maybe I'll write Chandramukhi Didi and I'll see if she can share some of those resources with me. Then I can put them in the group. Okay. So, Rajanath, why is Shakti called inconceivable, achintya? if all its activities can be understood like this? You just explained this all and it seemed to make sense. So why is it inconceivable? Babaji, these topics can be understood in isolation from each other, but their relationships are inconceivable. In the material world, because opposite qualities have the inherent tendency to annihilate each other, principles that are mutually opposed cannot be present together at the same place. However, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Shakti has such inconceivable power that in the spiritual world, it manifests all the mutually opposing qualities together at the same time and in a very wonderful and beautiful manner. Even though Śrī Kṛṣṇa has the most beautiful form, he has the most beautiful roop, he is formless, he is arup. He has a transcendental murti, a transcendental form, but he is present everywhere. He is always active, and yet, being unaffected, he performs no karma, no activity. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj, although he is unborn. He is simply a cowherd boy, although he is worshipped by all others. And he has a human-like form and bhav, although he is omniscient. Similarly, at one and the same time, he possesses all qualities. He is savishesh. He has all distinctive traits, all different qualities. Yet, he has no qualities. He is nirvishesh. He is achintya. He is inconceivable and full of rasa. He is both limited and limitless. He is very far away and very close by. He is unaffected, he is nirvikar, and yet he is afraid of the man, of the sulking mood or apparent anger of the gopis. How far can we enumerate the infinite variety of Śrī Kṛṣṇa's qualities such as these seemingly contradictory qualities? They contradict each other, and yet they are eternally and beautifully present without opposition or conflict in his sarup, in his form, his abode, and in the various paraphernalia related to him. This is the inconceivable nature of his Shakti. Vrajanath, do the Vedas accept this? How long is this? Because I see it's almost 8 o'clock. Okay, let's just read this one section and then we'll stop here when Vrajanath asks about that Bhagavan's been called an ocean of rasa. Yeah. So this will finish in like a couple minutes. So do the Vedas accept this? Babaji, it has been accepted everywhere. It has been said in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.19, Apani pado javano grahita pashyata chakshu sashrinotya saveti vedam nachatasyasti veda tam ahur argyam purusham mahantam. That Paramatma has no material hands or legs, but he accepts everything with his transcendental hands and goes everywhere with his transcendental legs. He has no material eyes or ears, yet he sees and hears everything with his transcendental eyes and ears. He knows all that is to be known and the activities of everything, but no one can know him unless he reveals himself. The transcendentalists who know Brahma call him the original personality, the great Purusha, who is the cause of all causes. That was from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. In the Isha Upanishad, we find the following statements. Tad ejati tan naijati, tad dure tad vantike, tad antar asasarvasya, tad sarvasyasa vahyata. Isha Upanishad 5. That Parameshwar walks, and yet he does not walk. He is further than the furthest, yet he is also nearer than the nearest. He is within everything and at the same time outside everything. This is how the qualities of this in the spiritual world are perfectly resolved, although they appear to contradict each other. This is also from the Ishu Upanishad, verse 8. Sa paryagach chukram akayam avranam asnaviram shuddham apapavidham kavir manishi paribhu swayambhur yatat 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 I can't speak this. Yatat yatat God arthan Vyadatach Chashvatibhya Samabhya. Sorry, guys, I really messed that one up. That Paramatma is omnipresent and pure. He has no material form, but he has an eternal, transcendental form full of knowledge and bliss. This body has no veins or holes and is beyond all designations. He is the primeval sage and poet. He is omniscient, and he appears by his own desire. He is situated on the highest platform, and he controls everything. By his inconceivable potency, he manifests everything throughout eternity and engages all others in work according to their qualities. So then we'll read this tomorrow. Rajanath asks, is there any description in the Vedas of Bhagavan, who is completely independent, appearing in this material world of his own volition? So we will hear the answer to that question. Oh, tomorrow is the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. I'm going to be going to Mayapur today. I'm going to spend the night in Mayapur, and then I'll be there for the morning program that we'll have. Padmanabha Maharaj will do a program in Mayapur. But yeah, we will have a special reading for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and I don't know what we're going to read yet. How much is left in this chapter? I'm just seeing. I'm wondering if we should finish this chapter tomorrow and then read about Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Or is there a lot left in the chapter? I think there's a lot left in the chapter. Okay, so never mind. We're gonna take a break from this. Yeah, we'll continue reading this the day after tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have a special program for Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who would be very happy with us studying Jaiva-dharma right now. So this is also our celebration of Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who is the embodiment of love for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who he didn't see as his father, even though he was, by material considerations, his father, but he only saw Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur as his guru and fully dedicated himself to fulfilling Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's manobhishta. And so we will celebrate that Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and it's only by his mercy that we'll be able to understand anything of what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressing here in Jaiva-dharma. So yeah, we'll have a special program for him tomorrow. Yeah. All right. I'll just do a short Mahamantra and then end. Oh, Nuri Hariprabhu, were you about to say something?
Yeah, but no, it's all right. Let me formulate it. Perhaps tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, great.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. I was just looking at the calendar too. I wish I could be there.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm waiting for you to come. It'd be wonderful when you're back.
I remember, I saw the other day Narayan Maharaj. That's what I was thinking. He looked at us one time here in North Shore about Trinina, and he said, I read Jaiva-dharma at least 108 times.
Yes, I remember our Gopanandini Mataji in New Braj. She was the, for devotees who don't know, she is the, like, I went to New Braj village school as a gurukul, like a boarding school gurukul, full-on gurukul, and she's the wife of the person who ran the whole school, Brajendra Nandan Prabhu. They're both Prabhupada disciples.
Right,
And
right.
Gopanandini Mataji, she was so enthusiastic about Jaiva Dharma And she remembered Gurudev saying that, I read it at least 100 times like that. And so, and he said that I want all my disciples to read it. I forgot how many times Gurudev said, but she kept a counter in her book. And so she'd read Jaiva-dharma and then she'd make a little tick in her book. And I remember she had like 10 or something like that. And like there's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she'd cross it out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cross it out. And like that.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, I just remember that was when
Yeah.
I was young. So,
It's a Bhakti encyclopedia, an essential, really. It
yes.
takes us from, I mean, wow.
And it's just so beautiful how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur does it, like where it's mixed in with this very compelling
It's the
story.
story,
And
yeah,
so it's like it's
a
not
novel,
just like pure tattva, but there's like I don't
right?
it's brilliant. It's brilliant what Srila
It's
Bhaktivinoda
brilliant.
Thakur.
It's like real life, actually. You go see Balaji Maharaj and get instructions from him through
And so
Rajana.
then we're learning not just the tattva, but also Vaishnav behavior, Vaishnav etiquette,
Yeah.
all the everything. It's everything. Yeah. Such a
How the first time when we read it, and then I really realized how Vaishnavas are not out um, to have no arguments and debates and like that. But yesterday I read by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that if we see or hear this apasiddhanti or something is opposed to Krishna, opposed to Guru, we should say something. Otherwise, it's
Mhm.
like criminal law. You're implicated. We're implicated. We lose. It's our loss not to say anything.
Yes. Yeah, it's not like we want to like we want a good fight or something like that.
Right?
But it's out of love for our acharyas who've sacrificed so much to
Yeah.
come to this world and give us these teachings, and they put all their energy, and then somebody's trying to like break that down, then out of love for them, we like no, we must defend it.
Yeah.
But it's done in that mood. It's not done in like, yeah, I want a good fight, you know what I mean? And I just want to argue and all that kind of like
Yeah, they were pretty.
yes.
I mean, it was pretty fair, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was as soft as a pedal for his
Uh-huh.
disciples and took care of them and like that. But
Yes.
when it came to set things right, all the Mayavadis would take the other side of the street.
This is such an important point though, because nowadays people don't get so like they don't really see the Siddhanta, which is like like the reason our acharyas came here was to give us these pure teachings. That's the whole purpose. But then devotees now, like it's so common nowadays that everybody just gets so into like the more external things and like, just like the more superficial things. But then like the pure tattva that's coming, like that's not so important. And so if somebody starts preaching something that's against the conclusions of our acharyas, then people are like, oh, well, people are entitled to their own opinions and just let people believe what they want to believe. And like they don't, but actually it's a really big deal if somebody is teaching something that's not according to the Siddhanta that our acharyas established. And this it's so subtle and so nuanced, these discussions, so it's absolutely essential that we always um that we every day, just even if it doesn't have to be an hour every day like we're doing in these programs, but every day we have to have some time with the words of our acharyas so that we hear the conclusions of our tattva, so that we don't get misled by other things, and also we understand how we should live our lives, what our aspiration, how we want to behave, Vaishnav behavior, and just a little time every day, and then everything becomes really clear. Um, how to live our lives, and also the our philosophy, how to understand our philosophy, and become established in our sambandha. Otherwise, everything just becomes sentimental, and it's all just about vibes and feelings, and but yeah. But anyways, sorry, I'm talking too much. Um, all right, I'll quickly end, and then yeah, Jai. But thank you so much, Nirihari Prabhu, for bringing that up. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Just one quick point that just came into my mind. The whole everything of like what is the meaning of bhakti? Like we're on the we're trying to follow this path of bhakti yoga. And what is bhakti? We know that verse Srila Rupa Goswami Anyavilashita Shunyam. What is the key words there is anukulena Krishna anushilanam. That we by with all of our endeavors we're trying to do everything that's will be pleasing to Krishna. We cultivate yeah. Yeah, we're trying basically we're trying to we want to please Krishna, but first Krishna is so far away from us, we don't have any access to Krishna. But right now we have our Sri Gurudev, and so first we must try to please Srila Gurudev, and then by his mercy we'll come to the level where we're actually wanting to please Krishna directly. So what can please Gurudev, our Sri Guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur? What would please them more than actually paying attention and really giving time and energy towards understanding their message, why they came to this world, what they're trying to give us. And then when we're actually like, putting some endeavor to trying to receive that, understand what they're saying, that's what pleases them more than anything. And so it's so important to every day spend time reading and hearing and then trying to follow their teachings. And even if we're not able to follow all of this now, at least we know the aspirations that we should have. But if we're not always always hearing these words from our acharyas, then we forget about what our aspiration is. So yeah. Sorry. Okay. Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Swapashad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Jaiva-dharma Ki Jai. Jai. Okay, what are the points? Jai, the the Praman, the Amnaya Vakya of the Vedas received through the Sat Sampradaya Ki Jai. Shri Krishna, the Parama Tattva, the Supreme Absolute Truth. Shri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Jai, what is it? Sarva Shaktiman, right? Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna, who is the possessor of all potencies. Sarva Shaktiman, Shri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Jai Shri Krishna, who is the embodiment of all ras. So rasa, he is the ocean of ras. Shri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavataya Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. But yeah, by trying to understand these teachings, by reading every day, hearing, and like that, then our acharyas become pleased. And when they're pleased with us, then we get enthusiasm in bhakti. And this is how we make a relationship with them. But without doing this, then everything just becomes like, more just like a show, or like, we go to programs, we put on our outfits to see devotees, we jump up and down, hari bol, hari bol, eat some rasgullas, and and it's more like just a social thing. But our deep connection and our relationship, our personal, tangible relationship with Srila Gurudev, with Srila Prabhupada, with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with all of our acharyas, it doesn't become strengthened if we aren't trying to understand the direct words that they're giving us. Because it's through their words, they tell us how they want, they're telling us how we can please them. and so anyhow, yeah, it's so essential that we spend time with the direct words of our acharyas every single day. It's and it begins with, that's Shravanam, right? It begins with Shravan. And if we don't do Shravan, then it's not possible to do Kirtan. And if we're not doing Kirtan, then these things will never go on in our heads. Our heads will be filled with all sorts of whatever junk material, fights and problems and movies and podcasts and whatever stuff, all material things. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, and then Smaranam happens.
Yeah.
And that is the essential limbs of bhakti. That's what we're here to do.
There's no effort, and hearing is the only sense that actually never sleeps. It doesn't, and it wakes us up.
Very good point. I've never thought about that. Yeah, we're always consuming something. We
Yeah.
can't not consume something. There's no way to close it. So, yeah, that's a very good point. Wow. All right, Dandavat Pranams, Nari Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Deepika Gupta Didi, Indira Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Shri Devi Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Kishore Prabhu, Hari Priya Didi, Vangshiwala Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Vidyalalasa Didi is saying, what is exactly meant by transformations or vikar? Can you please explain it a bit more about that? Okay. God, I'm not going to give a good answer, but Krishna experiences different transformations because of the Hladini, transformations of love through the Hladini. So, how do you explain that? That's like, what is that verse about Mahaprabhu? How Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Hladini Shakti Rasmat, you know, Pranaya Vikriti Hladini Shakti Rasmat. I mean, that's everything about Krishna and Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu. It's all about the transformations of love that's coming from Hladini Shakti. But I'm sorry, I'm not actually equipped to answer that nicely right now. But yeah, thank you for. I do really appreciate when I get questions like this though, because now I will be like thinking about it and look into it, and then I can, yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow to celebrate the Srila Bhakti, the glories of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Haribol.